Fellas, ladies, welcome to another edition of the DFS Rebels Week 4 Grind, brought to you by BetAngles with player pick'em contests, computer-generated sports betting picks, and sports research tools. Together, we will rise to the top. All right, first things first, smash that like button. Subscribe to our content on YouTube, follow us on Facebook and Twitter. By the way, it's your boy, David Dietrich, a.k.a. Double D. I'm here with Robert Smith. You can call him Twitch. I'm excited for this week, so let's get into it. So make sure you join the rebellion.
Okay, before we get into the DFS slates, I just wanted to say, COVID hit again. I hope everyone's staying safe out there. Just if you're in season-long leagues, make sure you talk to your commissioner, or if you are a commissioner, you got to start, figuring out what you guys want to do. The NFL is adapting. Your league needs to adapt. Make sure everyone's safe. You don't want to have like a league minimum pickup, and now because like this week there's 4 quarterbacks out, and if you happen to have like Big Ben and Tannehill, Mahomes, and you're screwed.
Poor Cam Newton, man.
So make sure you guys are set, that your leagues are set up so everyone has a fair chance, especially if it's a money league. It's all about fun.
It better be for money. We're all here for money.
That's right. Well, it's all about fun. So just make sure you get that all settled.
All right, so the first game we're going to talk about is the Detroit Lions versus the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints is a 3.5 favorite. The over and under is 54 points. Injury news. A lot for the Saints. Jared Cook, groin injury, out. Michael Thomas, ankle injury, out. Marshawn Lattimore, hamstring injury, out. Janoris Jenkins, shoulder injury, out. Marcus Davenport, elbow injury, out. Kiko Alonso, knee injury, out. And the one key injury for the Lions is the cornerback Desmond Trufant, hamstring, out.
Yeah. Well, right off the bat, as soon as you said, with those defensive players out, Detroit is their offense is healthy now. You got Galladay, you got Marvin Jones. If you look in the past, Stafford has just been like Mr. Consistent. He puts up the numbers, and now that he's healthy, going up against this banged up defense, Stafford's like a lock for me.
Yeah, Stafford's looking good.
He's absolutely Galladay, Marvin Jones.
He could be overlooked on the slate as well.
Yeah, I absolutely love stacking this team.
They're predicting a lot of points scored. 54 over and under. That's a pretty stiff number for this.
But with so it's going to be interesting to see if we see more Adrian Peterson or Swift. But we might actually get to finally see a lot of Swift, especially if they're in the lead, which I'm predicting they're going to be in the lead now. On the other end, you just have to lock in Kamara. Kamara is the number 1 receiver on the Saints.
Insane 13 catches last week. Oh, that's all Drew Brees was looking at last week.
Right. And, I know Traquan Smith, he has been producing with Michael Thomas out, but now you have Cook out. So this could bring some GPP value to people like Taysom Hill and Josh Hill, if you want to go for those bigger, deeper GPPs. But Kamara is a lock in cash and GPP.
Yeah, like you said, if I like anything, it is more on the Lions side. Stafford is going to be one of my targets in the quarterbacks for GPPs. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to overlook him. And then Kenny Galladay made his return finally this season. Had a good game. So look for him since Marshawn Lattimore is out, because he was going to look at Marshawn Lattimore cornerback treatment. Without him, Kenny Galladay is going to have a big game. Also, Marvin Jones. Can't forget about Marvin Jones. You did bring up the running backs. I love AP to death, but I'm not. I just don't.
I think it's Swift season.
Yeah, no, I'm really high on Swift. He's not going to get all the stats right away, but little by little, they're going to incorporate Swift more into the game plan. I mean, this case could start with this week. The Saints did score a lot of points last week, but they had Jared Cook. They had some pieces, but they're going to be without Jared Cook this week. And if anything, Kamara's going to be high owned, and he might be the chalk to everybody, that you want. But Kamara's the only guy I really like. Drew Brees still looks old to me. I don't know. I think at some point, I think Jameis Winston might, make an appearance. I feel like this season. I don't know. I just don't like the Saints really. Emmanuel Sanders did sneak a touchdown finally. Maybe he has done a connection finally with Drew Brees. But other than that, I just like Kamara on the Saints side.
So with this, I'm only looking at Kamara. For deeper GPPs, Josh Hill, Taysom Hill. Other side, Galladay, Marvin Jones, TJ Hawkinson, and Stafford. They're all locks for me.
All right, next game. We got the Arizona Cardinals versus the Carolina Panthers. The Arizona Cardinals are a 3.5 favorite, and the over and under is 51.5 points. Sorry. All right, on the injury side, for the Cardinals, Bubba Baker, safety, thumb injury, out. DeAndre Hopkins has popped up yesterday. He has an ankle injury and is very questionable for tomorrow. And Christian Kirk, groin injury, had a limited practice and is questionable. For the Panthers, only a couple. CMC, Christian McCaffrey, we all know is out. And then the tackle, Russell Okung, limited practice, is questionable. All right, for me, this is a tough game. If DeAndre Hopkins is out for the Cardinals, I don't know. I think that opens up a big day for Kenyon Drake. He's disappointed a lot of people the first 3 weeks. He hasn't had a good week so far. Kyle Murray, I don't know why. He's not looking his way in the passing game, but without all his weapons, I mean, this could be a Kenyon Drake game on the ground and in the receiving part. If DeAndre Hopkins plays, you plug him in right away. He's just one of those guys. If he's gonna give it a go, he's got to go with him. He's probably gonna be high owned, maybe not. I don't know. People might be scared of playing with his injury, but if he's low owned, I'm all over it. I'm gonna pair him up with Kyle Murray. I think this is gonna be a Kyle Murray week where he's gonna have a lot of rushing attempts. He's not really throwing the ball a lot. I mean, he's on the ground though. He's doing a lot. Panthers side, not so much on anybody. If they fall behind to the Cardinals, which it might be a close game because the Cardinals might be banged up right now. Mike Davis is getting all the CMC work. He's getting all the catches. He's getting all the carries. I can see him scoring a touchdown for sure. On the receivers, DJ Moore, if Patrick Peterson's on him, I'm not liking him this week. Patrick Peterson is still one of the best corners in the league. You can always go to Roddy Anderson, Curtis Samuel. I mean, they're getting Curtis Samuel some carries, so that's a little bit of upside right there. Rob, what do you liking?
Well, every Cardinals game is always a high-paced game because Murray throws the ball like 40 times a game. So since it's going to be like a fast-paced game, I actually absolutely love Bridgewater because that means he does so many dump-off passes and he just has this new love interest with Mike Davis that he just has to keep throwing these little dump-offs to Davis and he's just going to put up points, which also makes me love Davis. I think this is Davis. How many receptions did he have? He
had 8 catches. The first 2 games, he had 8 catches in each game. So he's getting all the dump-off passes that Christian McCaffrey would be getting.
So, I mean, I love him on both, mainly on DK. I think that's just
PPR leagues.
That's just a match made in heaven, Bridgewater and Mike Davis.
Yeah. So I think he's at all the people though. I think he is going to get a touchdown. So even if FanDuel when they give you a lot of points for the touchdowns, this is a big week for him.
I mean, you could look at like DJ Moore, but I really just like the Mike Davis. Bridgewater. Of course, I think this is a Drake week. I think we finally see him break out. With Hopkins out, I like Isabella. A lot of people are going to like him.
He broke off for 2 touchdowns last week.
Right, but if Hopkins plays, I'm a little more off him. But of course, Hopkins will be in the pool.
Depends if Christian Kirk plays or he's questionable. All the receivers are pretty much questionable.
Yeah, I think it's a Drake week for sure.
Okay. All right, next game we got the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Bengals are a 2.5 point favorite, and the over/under is 49 points. Not many injuries here, but on the Bengals side, Joe Mixon just popped up on the injury report. Chest injury, interesting. He's looking very questionable for tomorrow, so you have to keep an eye on that. Geno Atkins, their D tackle shoulder is out, and tight end CJ Uzomah, Achilles out. And nothing on the Jaguars side. All right. Actually, I think this is the sleeper game of the week. I think a lot of points are going to be scored on this. Not both teams don't have good defenses. On the Jaguars side, I'm all aboard on the Gardner Minshew side. I know he failed a lot of people last week against the Dolphins, but Minshew, I'm high on him this year. He has the weapons, and now he has a running game on top of that. I think Minshew is due for a bounce back game. James Robinson is making me eat my words. At the beginning of the season, I told my boy Robert Smith, this guy sucks. I don't know why you drafted him, but look at this guy right now. He's taking full advantage of having no Leonard Fournette on the team. So he's looking real good and looks like a steal for my boy Rob this season in season-long leagues. Receivers, it's tough to decide who to pair him up with Minshew. I like the rookie Laviska Shenault. He's looking good so far. They're involving him in the running game, in the passing game. D.D. Westbrook finally made an appearance last week too, so that he should get more reps more snaps this game. Keenan Cole, Chris Conley, you can throw darts at him. And for the Bengals, I'm really high on Joe Burrow. This is a game where Jaguars don't have a good pass rush, so he should have plenty of time to throw it to Tyler Boyd, A.J. Green, and your boy T. Higgins, Rob. Yeah, I'm liking Joe Burrow. He's one of my big targets this week against the Jaguars defense, who doesn't have anybody, no corners, no pass rush, nobody. Who you like?
This is definitely the sneaky game of the week. I think DJ Chalk is back, so it's going to be a little...
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention DJ Chalk. Sorry.
He's back, so he's going to, so it's a little less...
Wow, how could I forget about him?
It's a little less likely you're going to see Conley, now that he's back. I love that. I love Chalk. I love a lot of people on the Bengals. The chalkiest play will be Boyd, and for good reason.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have plenty of exposure, but I think we need to see something from A.J. Green.
Yeah. What do you think of A.J. Green this year?
He's looking old. I don't know if it's because he's old, or he hasn't played in like 2 years, or he didn't heal correctly, or it could be the fact that there wasn't enough time to get ready this year.
Yeah.
No one practiced as much as should have. But he's not getting the separation. I know he's been going up against top-tier cornerbacks the last few weeks, but he's supposed to be an upper-tier receiver, and he's getting no separation.
Yeah, T. Higgins is actually...
T. Higgins, he's my favorite out of the three. T. Higgins. I've been on him since the beginning of the year. So I'm going to have a lot of exposure to Higgins, a lot of exposure to Boyd.
If Joe Mixon plays, are you on him?
I'm not. I'm just not mixing this week. But I do love Burrow. I think he's going to be an awesome play on GPP. Even maybe cash if you want to take a shot at him, but he's not my main cash play. But Burrow's been sneaky good for fantasy.
Yeah, no, I love him this week. He's one of my top targets.
Absolutely. And I believe a little revenge game with Tyler Eifert coming against.
Yeah, I mean you can throw that in there.
I mean I don't.
He doesn't get enough targets on my end, but he does get the red zone work, so he's a sneaky play in the red zone.
So I'm all over James Robinson, Chalk, Boyd, and Higgins.
Lock in James Robinson, guys. He's proven to be a real deal.
James Robinson, Chalk, and then I like Burrow, Boyd, and Higgins.
All right, so the next game, we got the Cleveland Browns versus the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys are a 4-point favorite. The over-under is 56 points. Yeah, this is going to be a popular game. First things first, injuries for the Browns. Kareem Hunt, groin injury, had a limited practice. Questionable. He looks to give it a go tomorrow. Denzel Ward, stud corner, groin injury, limited practice as well. Questionable. He looks to try to give it a go tomorrow. And then David Njoku, knee injury out. For the Cowboys, they got Travion Diggs, cornerback, shoulder injury. He had a limited practice as well. Questionable. He looks like he might play tomorrow. Tyron Smith, neck injury, limited practice. Questionable. Anthony Brown, cornerback, ribs. He's out. Or actually, no, he's questionable. Limited practice. May play tomorrow. We'll see. Sean Lee, sports hernia, out. Blake Jarwin, ACL out. And Leighton Vander Esch, collarbone out. All right, so yeah, this is going to be a popular game. Has a high over and under 56 points. First things first, we'll talk about the Cowboys. I'm targeting some Cowboys here. Dak Prescott for sure. Dak Prescott is having an MVP season. He's putting up a lot of points. He's doing it on both ends, rushing and throwing the ball. Yes, the Cowboys don't have a good record, but you can't deny that he's putting up stats. He's putting up big stats, and he's got weapons with Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, you just gotta pick your poison with the Cowboys. I'm high on Zeke. He had a lot of he was involved in the pass game a lot last week, but he didn't get a lot of yards. Disappointed a lot of people last week. Gonna be expensive. One of the higher owned stars of the week. I will have some shares of Zeke, but yeah, mainly on the Cowboys side, I want to pair Dak with any of these receivers. My favorite receiver will probably be CeeDee Lamb. This guy looks like a stud. I like him a lot. Besides my boy Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb looks like the real deal. On the Browns, depends. I mean, it depends on the game script. What kind of game script you get with this game. If they're going to be in the lead, you want the running backs. But if they're going to be playing from behind, you want some exposure to OBJ, Jarvis Landry. I think they're going to be in the lead in this game, so I'm high on the running game. I like Kareem Hunt if he plays, but Chubb, though. Chubb is a big target for me. He's had explosive last 2 weeks. He's had 2 touchdowns in each of the last 2 weeks, 4 total. Yeah, I'm on Chubb. Who do you got?
Yeah, no, the Browns run the ball. That's their run first team. Chubb is definitely a lock for me. If Hunt plays, which it looks like he's going to, he is also a really good play. Jarvis Landry used to be Baker's go-to guy. He's not really that guy anymore. And Odell has been lackluster this year.
Finally got a touchdown last week. First one of the season.
But I know you can pass.
Still hasn't had 100 yards in the last, 12, 13 games still.
You can pass on
Dallas, yeah.
On Dallas.
It's always been a shootout.
Their secondary is a little banged up. So I do actually see a really good game for Baker. For Odell, I mean.
Yeah.
Odell. So I'm going to have some exposure to Odell, but I'm not going to be heavy on him. My favorite play on that is Chubb, and on the other side, Lamb, because the Browns absolutely suck at protecting the slot, and Lamb has been producing each and every week from that position. So he is definitely one of my main plays on the entire slate. But yeah, Dak is always a good play for the quarterback. Schultz has actually been performing pretty well at the tight end.
Yeah, if Denzel Ward does play, he's going to be guarding Amari Cooper.
Yeah, so I'm a little. Lamb's my favorite play, absolutely.
All right, next game up. We got the Minnesota Vikings versus the Houston Texans. The Texans are a 4-point favorite. The over and under is 53.5. Couple injuries on the Vikings side. We got Daniel Hunter, neck injury out, and Anthony Barr, pectoral out. All right, so let's dive into this one. This is one of my favorite games as well on the slate. I'm gonna have some shares. Let's talk about the Texans first. Deshaun Watson, I know I keep saying one of my favorite targets, but I'm gonna have some shares of Deshaun Watson too. Listen, he's having a down year right now. I know for a fact he's missing DeAndre Hopkins, his favorite receiver of the last, like 5 years, whatever.
Like 3.
Yeah, well, 3, whatever. I don't know. I forget how long he's been in the league. But yeah, Deshaun Watson, another target of mine in DFS. I want to pair him up with Brandon Cooks, Will Fuller, if he wants to play or not. Reggie Cobb. I like even Kenny Stills. I like all these receivers. Vikings defense terrible this year. Very, very bad. You just pick your poison with these guys. David Johnson, I feel like he's going to have a big game. I like him as well. They're involving him in the passing game. As long as he's getting the passing game in these PPR leagues, I love David Johnson this week and DK. So Texans I'm very high on. My favorite receiver, I think this is a Brandon Cooks week. I think he's going to be the lower owned. Everybody's going to probably be on Will Fuller, maybe Reggie Cobb. I like Brandon Cooks this week. I mean, the guy is a good receiver. He hasn't had that breakout game yet this year, but this could be the game. Vikings side, I'm only on one guy, Dalvin Cook. Yes, Cousins had a breakout game last week. He got Justin Jefferson. I talked about him earlier this season. He's a stud. They got him involved last week. Adam Thielen, of course you can have Adam Thielen, but if anybody on the Vikings, I like Dalvin Cook. Yeah, that's it. I mean, what do you got?
Well, before anything, you gotta know one thing. I don't know how much it's going to take effect, but the Vikings weren't allowed back into that facility until yesterday.
Okay, that's good to know.
So they weren't able to practice a full week like the Houstons. I don't know how much that's going to affect anything. But yeah, Houston is due for a big game. They're due for it. So if you're gonna think they're gonna have a big game, then you have to think Fuller's gonna have a huge game, and he's always capable of that. So Fuller's a popular one, but I do like Cooks as well. Mm-hmm. It's really hard to keep up with his speed, so I don't think anyone in Minnesota can keep up with that speed. Yeah. This is a guy who's done 1,200 yard seasons, like every season.
I really like him this week as well. I mean, the tight ends for the Texans, I'm not gonna play the who's gonna catch the touchdown game. I'm gonna fade those guys. Yeah.
So on the Vikings, I like just like last week, and I was right. You play Cook and you get the numbers. The top tier running backs are in Barkley and McCaffrey injured, so you go with Cook. He's the next one besides Zeke, and he does it. And I did say last week the coach did mention they were going to get Jefferson involved. They did, and he showed that he is going to now stay involved. I love Jefferson this week.
All right, next game. We got the Seattle Seahawks versus the Miami Dolphins. The Seattle Seahawks are a 6.5-point favorite, and over and under is 54.5. A lot of injuries on the Seahawks side. We got Jamal Adams, groin, out. Quentin Dunbar, out. Shaquille Griffin, full practice. He looks like he's good to go. Carlos Hyde, shoulder, limited practice, questionable. Chris Carson had a scare last week, but he had a full practice. Looks like he's playing, so that's good news. Bruce Irvin also out, Philip Dorsett out, and Rashard Penny out. And for the Dolphins, one key injury, Byron Jones groin injury, limited practice, questionable. All right, so yeah, this is the chalk game of the week. Everybody's gonna be on this game. Definitely on the Seahawks side, Russell Wilson probably want to be one of the highest owned quarterbacks of the week. Yes, I will have some shares of him as well, but there's a lot of quarterbacks I already mentioned earlier that will pivot off him. But you always gotta have Russell Wilson shares. Let's just say the Dolphins, if you predict the game straight, if the Dolphins keep up with the Seahawks, Russell Wilson will have a huge game. But if they're blowing out the Dolphins, they're not going to need Russell Wilson as much. So they might rely on the running game, like Chris Carson, he's back. Carlos Hyde will get his carries. But yeah, Russell Wilson, you pair him up with DJ Metcalf and TJ Lockett. That's all you got to do. Tight end wise, Greg Olsen is a sneaky play. He is due for a touchdown. I mean, you can't forget about him. So yeah, so on the Seahawks side, yeah, it depends on the game script. If it's a shootout, Russell Wilson all day. But if it's a blowout, I'm not going to be so high on Russell Wilson. Dolphins, like I said, if the game script goes in the Dolphins' favor, the Dolphins will have to keep up with the Seahawks. They're going to have to score some points. Yes, you're going to have some Fitzpatrick in there. You pair him up with Devontae Parker, who's going to be the chalk end of the receivers. But I like pairing him up with Preston Williams. Last week he had a touchdown. Only had 2 targets for 7 yards and a touchdown. If this is a shootout, Preston Williams will get more than that. There are going to be more targets going his way. Mike Gesicki, the GOAT. He had a touchdown last week. You got to have shares of him. So, yeah, I like this game a lot. More on the Fitzpatrick side because I know Russell Wilson's going to be chalk. Myles Gaskin, he's looking good. Yeah, they got him involved a lot last week. And he had like 20-plus carries. They only like Jordan Howard on the goal line when they get there. So, yeah, I like Myles Gaskin as well. Who do you like?
Well, first, a lot of people are going to be on Fitzpatrick this week because of what he did last week. Let me just remind you about one thing. He's still Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Exactly.
He's going to blow up, and then he's going to shit the bed.
Yeah.
But with that being said, he should have a good game here because you could already score on the Seahawks. And now that they have a banged-up secondary, this could be a shootout. I absolutely love this game. Gaskin, he's getting some touchdowns taken away from him by Howard, but I love Gaskin here. I'm a little off Parker because when he played against Jacksonville, even though he was healed, he didn't look fully healed. You could tell he wasn't getting separation from his defender. So I do like Preston Williams. I am absolutely locking in Gesicki as a core play in everything I do. He is just in. He is the GOAT tight end this year. And then, of course, on the other side, with Russell Wilson, you're going to have Lockett. You're going to have Metcalf. Greg Olsen. Anyone that can catch a ball, put on that team. You said Dak Prescott was having an MVP season. No. Russell Wilson is having the MVP season. He is great.
Absolutely.
Chris Carson, anyone you want from this team, put into your lines.
All right, the next game we got the LA Chargers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers is a 7.5-point favorite. The over and under is 42.5. Injuries to note for the Buccaneers: Leonard Fournette, ankle, he's out for the game. Chris Godwin, hamstring injury, out. And Scotty Miller, hip, questionable, but it looks like he might play. For the Chargers, we got Mike Williams, hamstring injury, out. And we all, of course, know Tyrod Taylor, unfortunately, chest injury, out. Chris Harris, cornerback, out. Melvin Ingram, knee injury, out. Darwin James is also out. And Mike Pouncey, hip injury, out. All right. Not one of my favorite games of the week, but there is some, there is definitely value in this one for sure. I think one of my favorite tight ends of the week is Hunter Henry for the Chargers. I think without Mike Williams, there's only quite a few guys that the Herbert's could be looking at. Keenan Allen, who had 19 targets last week. This could be another big target week for Keenan Allen. But like I said, Hunter Henry is one of my favorite tight ends of the week. I'm definitely gonna have a lot of shares of him. Got to look at the ownerships at him, but I don't think I care about that this week. I'm going to be heavy on Hunter Henry. Keenan Allen, of course, you can't avoid what he's been doing. He's getting all the targets. Mike Williams is out. Austin Eckler continues to be low owned. I'm going to have some shares with him as well because I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will lead in this game, and then Herbert's going to have to throw a lot of passes and then try to make some garbage stats on the way. So yeah, you got to pair him up with Keenan Allen and Austin Eckler, but they both just and Hunter Henry. They all are going to have shares of those targets. Buccaneers, Tom Brady. Chargers still got a good defense. I'm not really high on Tom Brady this week, so I'm going to avoid him on this slate. Mike Evans, yeah, he's good. There's not going to be any Chris Godwin, so yeah, you got to have some Mike Evans in there. But like I said, Chargers defense is pretty good. I mean, they don't have Jarwin James, Melvin Ingram, but other than that, they really have an elite cornerbacks. Oh yeah, Chris Harris is out too, so Mike Evans is probably going to have Haywood on him, so then that leaves these other guys open like Scotty Miller. Gronkowski, we had a Gronkowski showing last week, so we'll see if Tom Brady looks his way as well. And then I don't know if you want to, and OJ Howard, it's either Gronkowski or OJ Howard. You play one of them. But yeah, not really high in this game. What do you like, bro?
I'm completely off the tight ends on Tampa Bay. Completely. I love Mike Evans each and every week. As the running back, are we going to see some Ronald Jones? We're going to see some Shady McCoy? Are we finally going to see what this rookie Keyshawn Vaughn has? Those are GPP for multiple entry, big GPPs only. I'm off the run game. I'm just going to have little shares just in the big GPPs. I like more players on the Chargers. Eckler, because not only is the run game nice, but he had 11 targets last week. He's going to be involved in the targets. Allen had, I think, 10 and then 19 targets. He's the safety blanket for Herbert. And Hunter Henry, he gets his eight shares like every game, 8 targets. And those all value. That's all value, especially in PPR leagues. With Mike Williams out, we might see a little bit of this guy, Guyton. That is a GPP play.
A lot of speed on that guy.
Fast. I like him. He can be sneaky in those big.
Yeah,
GPPs.
he might sneak away with a long touchdown for sure.
So with that being said, I like Herbert as a quarterback for this week. Sneaky, low-owned quarterback.
All right, next game we got the Baltimore Ravens versus the Washington Football Team. The Ravens are a 14.5 favorite, and the over and under is 45.5. Only injury on the Ravens note about is Jimmy Smith, knee injury. He's going to be out this week. And then for the Redskins, we got Bryce Love, knee out. Chase Young's going to be out. Steven Sims, wide receiver, out. Terry McLaurin, thigh injury, questionable. Mythinitis, D tackle, out. And then Reuben Foster, linebacker. It looked like he's making his return this week. All right.
What's the over-under?
The over and under is, what is it actually? 45.5. I'm sorry.
I think Baltimore puts up 45 by themselves this week. They should be mad after that embarrassing game against the Chiefs. They should be mad, and they're going to come into this game mad. I'm telling you. And so many people are off Lamar Jackson after that game. They put so much pressure on him. Like, a quarterback can't have a bad game.
Yeah, no, you're right about this. Yeah, you're starting to talk me into playing Lamar Jackson right now.
He's 9% owned. This is the first time I've ever seen a stud that is an edge play.
Yeah.
And you got to understand that there's nobody on Washington that is anywhere close to being as fast as Marquise Brown. Who is going to even catch this guy if he runs?
Yeah, this could be a bounce back game for everybody. Lamar Jackson, Hollywood Brown, Mark Andrews.
Absolutely. That's also the most chalkiest defense on the entire team.
Yeah, no, I'm going to eat the hell out of this chalk because Washington Football Team is throwing out, I don't know.
Haskins sucks.
Yeah.
They should be mad. You could play. I don't know who you really want to play on the running side of Baltimore.
I'm not high on Mark Ingram. To me looks slow this year. Yes, they're going to give him the ball. Yes, he's going to get some goal line carries.
Dobbins gets it.
Yeah.
Gus the bus.
It's too much of a guessing game on the running back. So I'm fading the running backs besides Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson's a play, and Mark Andrews is a great play. One thing over on Washington, Baltimore sucks against the tight end. So I love Logan Thomas this week. He's been kind of a breakout star, and he's looked every part. He's great. He's going to have a great game. He might be the only player on this Washington that might have a great game. You might need to look at people like Inman or even Gandy Golden for GPP plays, but I
like that call. I like that one.
I'm just looking at...
No Sims, they're going to have to throw in some other receivers. So, yeah, good call. And he's supposed to be good. I like
especially if McLaurin doesn't play, but I'm all over Logan Thomas. What do you think?
All right, I'm going to keep it simple. On the Ravens, play Lamar Jackson. On the Redskins, fade everybody. I'm done.
Simple. I love it.
All right, next game. We got the New York Giants versus the LA Rams. The Rams are a 13.5 point favorite. The over and under is 48 points. Key injuries on the Rams. Rookie Cam Akers, running back, out. For the Giants, Jabril Peppers, out. Sterling Shepard, out. Saquon Barkley, out. Xavier McKinney, out. All right. So this is going to be quick. One of the games I'm not high on. My favorite play is probably the Rams defense. They're going to be chalked just like the Ravens, but those are the defenses that I only like a couple defenses this week. Not a big week on defenses. Rams is definitely one of them, and the Baltimore game. But sticking with this game, the Rams, their offense is probably going to put up a lot of points. The Giants defense is just horrible. So for the Rams, Jared Goff, Robert Woods, what's the running backs over there? What's his name? Henderson?
Henderson is the guy right now because I think Malcolm's out.
That's somebody I want to talk to. Henderson is starting this week. He's the starting running back against the Giants, who's been giving up a lot of points of running back. So Henderson is a very sneaky play. The game script are going to be in their favor. They're a 13.5-point favorite, so they're going to be running the ball a lot. And Henderson has touchdown equity. He's going to definitely have a touchdown or two in this game. Golf is going to be thrown into Cooper Kupp. So I mean, there's not much to say about it. It's just on the Giants side, I'm fading everybody. I don't like anybody on this game. Deion Lewis, he might catch a lot of passes because they're going to be behind. Like I said, they have Devontae. What's his name? Devontae Freeman. I'm not high on him. He's been on the team for 2 weeks now. So I'm just not liking the Giants at all. They're just a horrible team. Golden Tate, okay, he can throw some Golden Tate out there. Evan Ingram looks horrible this season. I don't know what's going on with him. Darius Slayton is a dart throw. He explodes 1 week, disappears the next. So I'm fading the Giants. And then like I said, Rams play Henderson. That's my favorite play of the day. Of the game.
The thing we were wrong on is we were talking so much shit about the Giants defense. It's not, the Giants defense is actually kind of good. It's their offense that's the dumpster fire. Like, that is atrocious. I'm embarrassed to be from New York right now, but Jared Goff has been like a top 10 fantasy quarterback so far. There's no reason he should not continue that against this busted-ass Giants team, and he's going to go to Woods, who's just a PPR master, especially in DK.
I like Woods. Yeah. I like Cooper Kupp. Those guys. Tyler Higbee, not so much. I mean, he had a big week.
Higbee, Everett can get it. Yeah. And then this kid, Henderson, he can catch the ball. He can run the ball. He's a lock in a lot. He's pretty chalky.
He's really cheap on FanDuel.
He's pretty chalky, too, but that's some chalk I'll eat since he's so cheap, because then I'll get different otherwhere, some more expensive plays. Just Rams defense is almost a lock for me.
Pick one play on the Giants real quick.
One play on the Giants? None. There's not a single play on the Giants.
All right, so the next game, the Indianapolis Colts versus Chicago Bears. The Indianapolis Colts is a 3-point favorite. The over and under is 43 points. Injuries to note about. On the Colts side, you got Michael Pittman Jr., wide receiver. He's going to be out. Paris Campbell, wide receiver, out. Malik Hooker, Achilles, out. Marlon Mack, out, as we all know. And on the Bears side, Khalil Mack, knee injury, he's out for the week. And then Tyreek Cohen, out. He's out for the season with an ACL tear. All right. So, this is a game you've been asking about, Rob. You've been asking me all night for this fucking game. So, you tell me who you like.
I'm just interested because with Cohen out, it's just, he's such a unique player. Just the way he plays. It's going to be hard to fill his role. But I know Cordell Patterson is going to be picking up some of that slack. So he's going to be like a rusher, a pass catcher, and a wide receiver. So Patterson might be a sneaky play in GPPs. Foles is the starting quarterback now. Trubisky failed. The truth was false.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking to see. You know I love Mitchell Trubisky. But hey, you got to perform at the end of the day.
With Foles out there, he's going to do what's right, and that is to throw it to A-Rob, Allen Robinson, lock him in. He is going to have a game, I'm telling you right now. Miller might have a pretty good game as well. And with Montgomery, with Cohen out, Montgomery is going to have the biggest workload of his whole NFL career. But it's only his second year. But he should. We're going to see if he can hold this. If he can be the bell cow. We're going to see it. I think he can. I think he's in for a big game. I love David Montgomery this week. And then going across from the Colts, I'm going to tell you right now, my favorite play is Pascal. He is my absolute lock.
Yes.
I love Philip Rivers likes him. He's great. T.Y. Hilton's obviously good. Pascal is my cheap GPP play. I'm a little worried about the tight ends because I was big on Jack Doyle going into the season, and when he left, Ali Cox looked good. He looked athletic. He looked at great chemistry with Rivers. Now with Jack Doyle come back, I really don't know what happens. So I'm kind of staying away from that. So this Cascal, Allen Robinson, and Montgomery. That's my plays.
All right. Listen, no one's talking about it, but Indianapolis Colts has one of the better defenses in the league. They've been playing really good this season. On that note, Bears, I'm not really high on the Bears this week. Nick Foles is now the starting quarterback. We all know that. Allen Robinson, Jimmy Graham, Anthony Miller, those are the targets for him. If I was to choose one, Allen Robinson. But like I said, the Colts defense is legit. They just blew out I know the Jets are not too, they play the Broncos this week, but last week the Colts played the Jets, and they had 2 defensive touchdowns?
I don't even want to. They don't talk about the Jets. They're not a football team. They're embarrassment.
Yeah. So I like the Colts defense as well this week. Before I did say the Ravens and what was the other team? The Ravens and the...
Completely forgot. Doesn't matter.
But yeah, Colts, if you want to pivot off the chalk defense, I like the Colts this week. Besides that, on the Colts, I like the running game. Jonathan Taylor, the rookie, he looks really good this season.
Jonathan Taylor, yeah.
Jonathan Taylor, sorry.
Jonathan, must play.
Yes, I like him this week. The Bears defense can give up a lot yards on the ground, so look for the Colts to keep the rookie going. T.Y. Hilton, play him. Zach Pascal, you nailed it you nailed it right there. He's a sneaky play. I'm gonna play a lot of him in FanDuel. He's 5K. He's probably gonna be under 1% owned. So that's a target I'm gonna have. So Zach Pascal, Jonathan Taylor, Colts defense. On the Bears, I'm fading all of them. All right. For the last game on the main slate, we got the Buffalo Bills versus the Las Vegas Raiders. The Buffalo Bills are a 3.5-point favorite. The over and under is 53 points. Injury news for the Bills. Zach Moss, limited practice. Looks like he's going to give it a go tomorrow. For the Raiders, quite a few injuries here. We got the rookie Henry Ruggs, hamstring. He's doubtful. Trent Brown, calf injury, doubtful. Brian Edwards, ankle, out. Damian Arnett, rookie cornerback, thumb injury, out. Jonathan Abraham, shoulder, limited practice, questionable. They got one guy returning, Nick Kolowski. He's returning from a pectoral injury, the linebacker, so that's a big one for the Raiders. Richie Incognito, Achilles injury, out. And then Tyrell Williams, out. All right, Rob, this is your favorite team. How about you start it off?
Yeah, it's not looking so good for my team this week. Josh Jacobs will be the only play here. The absolute only play. But looking across, has another MVP candidate. Josh Allen looks like a stud muffin. He looks amazing. I love it. He was my favorite quarterback coming into the league, and he is proving me right.
He's definitely proving a lot of people wrong now. This is a big year for him already.
Look, you can use any receiver with this banged up secondary of the Raiders. You want Diggs, you want John Brown, you want Beasley. They're all scoring. They're each going to get a touchdown. That's what I'm calling right now. You can go either way with the running backs. If Moss plays, you can go Moss, you can go Singletary. If Moss is out, obviously go Singletary. Lock in Josh Allen. It's going to be a massacre on my team, unfortunately. But you can look them to feed Josh Jacobs the ball. He's going to do his thing, Jacobs. He's going to catch the ball. He's going to run it. And he's going to.
You no love on your boy Darren Waller?
I like him. I don't know. The Raiders aren't impressing me yet. I know they're 2-1.
Yeah, they're 2-1.
2-1. I don't know.
Just lost to the Patriots last week.
I like Darren Waller. There's just other tight ends I like way over him this week.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'm fading the Raiders. Don't get me wrong, Josh Jacobs, one of the best running backs in the league. Definitely love him. Darren Waller, one of the best tight ends in the league. But I don't know. I think the Bills are going to give those two guys all the attention. That leaves Hunter Renfrow, who was actually a big target last week for... I don't like the Raiders at all this week. Bills, on the other hand, everybody's going to be on Josh Allen. He's probably going to be one of the chalkier quarterbacks this week with Russell Wilson. But hey, it's for a reason. Josh Allen is having an MVP type season. I know it's only week 4, but he's up there in the standings. Devin Singletary for sure. I will have some shares with him. Even with Zach Moss coming back, I like Devin Singletary. And then yeah, like you said, you choose your poison. Stephon Diggs or John Brown. John Brown had no targets last week. He was I think Jalen Ramsey had him on lockdown. He didn't look his way. Cole Beasley last week had 6 catches for 100 yards. So you go back on John Brown. John Brown's going to have a big touchdown, maybe 2. Stephon Diggs, another touchdown. Cole Beasley's going to rack up all the PPR stats. So yeah, you go with Josh Allen for sure, and you pair him up with any of these receivers. Depending on what site you're on, I like John Brown on FanDuel, and I like Cole Beasley on DK.
Okay, guys. Let's hope that it doesn't get too much worse with this COVID shit. We need our NFL season. We really do.
Yes, we do.
So listen, we're cashing this week. You guys are cashing. Just to throw it out there, just as like one of my DK cash lines. I know. I think I'm going like Stafford, Mike Davis, DK Metcalf, Galladay, Pascal, Logan Thomas, Henderson Jr., and Rams defense. That's like one of my base cash lines I'm going to do. So, all of you, just do me a favor. I need all of you, every single one of you, to hit that like button, subscribe, smash. That's right. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. It's time, guys. It's week 4. It's time to join the rebellion.
Yes. Hit that. Smash that.